How do you write characters that your readers will actually care about? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 different tricks that you can use in your writing to ensure that your readers connect with your characters and care about them. Now, my name is Tim Grahl. I'm the CEO of StoryGrid, and I'm the author of 6 books. My most recent is the novel The Shithead, which has been praised by New York Times and Wall Street Journal bestselling authors. My partner Sean Coyne is the creator and founder of StoryGrid, and everything that we teach here is based on his 30 plus years expertise as a writer, editor, and story researcher. So think about the last character who stayed with you long after you finished reading. The one you couldn't stop thinking about. The one whose struggles felt real, whose victories made you cheer, and whose losses kept you up at night. What made that character feel so alive? It wasn't their physical description, it wasn't their detailed backstory, it wasn't even their clever dialogue. It was how you experienced their story alongside of them. So let's break down exactly how to create that experience for your readers. So the first trick is to reveal through action, not description. So look at these 2 versions of description. Version 1, Sarah had blonde hair and was nervous about writing. Version 2, the woman sighs, blowing at the loose strands of box blonde hair falling on her face as she hunches over her laptop. Her fingers hover over the keyboard, trembling slightly before she deletes another full paragraph. Do you see the difference? The first version tells us about Sarah. The second lets us discover who she is through what she does. We learn about her hair color naturally while also glimpsing her emotional state, her current struggle, and it hints about who she is as a person. This kind of revelation through action creates immediate connection because readers aren't being told about a character, they're discovering that character through experience. The second trick is to show emotions through physical reality. Every emotion has physical signs that readers recognize from their own experience. Instead of saying Tom felt anxious about the meeting, we would show it by saying Tom's fingers drummed against his thigh as he checked his watch again. 3 minutes. His collar felt too tight and the fluorescent lights seemed to buzz louder with each passing second. This works because the readers recognize the physical sensations, the environmental details, the shift in perception, and the focus on time. They're not being told about the anxiety, they're experiencing it alongside your character. So the first trick was to reveal your character through action, not through description. The second one is to show emotions through physical reality instead of just telling them to the reader. And the third is to create powerful crisis moments. If you want to show readers who your characters really are, you have to put them in situations where they have to make impossible choices. The key is creating crisis moments where both options have genuine appeal to the character, but also both choices have serious consequences. There's pros and cons to both. This creates a choice where there's no easy answer for your character. You also add time pressure so you can add urgency, and you want to make sure that you have conflicting values on each side of the crisis decision. And there has to be an element that no matter which choice they make, there's no going back to the way things were before. So here's the difference. We could have a weak crisis like, should Sarah take the job offer or stay at her current position? Or we could have a strong crisis where Sarah must choose between accepting her dream job across the country or staying to care for her father suffering from Parkinson's disease. The job won't wait, and her father has no one else to take care of him. The power of a strong crisis is that it forces characters to reveal their true values through action. So you don't tell your reader who your characters are, you reveal it by putting them in really tough crisis and having them make that choice. Readers become invested because they understand the weight of the choice. So let's look at the fourth trick. Dialogue that reveals. Dialogue becomes fascinating when it reveals the gap between what characters say and what they do. Compare these exchanges. A simple one like, "Are you okay?" "No, I'm really stressed about this deadline." Dialogue that would be more revealing would be, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine." She gripped the edge of her desk, knuckles white, while crumpled drafts overflowed her wastepaper basket. Everything's under control. The second version creates tension through words contradicting actions, physical details revealing truth, subtext doing heavy lifting, environmental details adding meaning, and the power of denial. We often get asked about, well, how do you put subtext in your story? And it's pretty simple. You have your characters say something that isn't true. You have them pursue their object of desire covertly through the dialogue that they choose to use. We do this all the time. If you have kids, they definitely do this all the time. This technique works because it reflects real life. People rarely say what they mean, especially in times of conflict. The fifth trick is to create conflict through competing objects of desire. Readers care most deeply about characters when they understand exactly what those characters want and what they stand to lose. Every compelling character needs something they actively pursue. But here's what makes readers invest: when the character's desires naturally conflict in ways readers understand and relate to. So, a basic conflict would be two characters both want the same promotion. A more complex conflict would be an ambitious junior partner wants to win a high profile case so he can make partner. But the senior partner needs this case to settle quietly to protect the firm's reputation. The key is making these desires specific and concrete so readers clearly see what's at stake, actively pursued so the readers feel the urgency, naturally in opposition so readers feel the tension between the characters, connected to real stakes so the readers worry about the outcome, and tied to deeper values so readers understand why it matters so much. When characters have competing desires that readers understand deeply, every scene becomes charged with meaning. Readers invest because they see themselves in these impossible situations. They feel the weight of every choice, the pain of every sacrifice, and the cost of every victory. So, those are the 5 tricks that you can use to ensure that your readers connect to your characters, that you create characters that your readers actually care about. You want to first reveal who they are through action, not through description. Second, you want to show their emotions through physical reality, not by just telling them what the characters are feeling. Third, you want to create powerful crisis moments where you reveal the character of your characters by the hard choices they make. Fourth, use dialogue to reveal the gap between what people are saying and what they actually believe and why they're doing what they do. And fifth, create conflict through competing objects of desire for all of the active characters in your story. So when you bring it all together, these techniques work best when they support each other, when you interweave them all together. And you have to remember, readers don't need to like your characters, they need to understand them. When readers recognize the humanity in your characters' struggles and victories and mistakes, that's when they truly start to care. Your story has characters worth caring about. Use these techniques to help readers discover exactly why. Now, writing characters that readers care about takes practice, and more importantly, it takes feedback. That's why I'm excited to invite you to our upcoming scene writing workshop. Here's what makes this workshop different. Every week, you write a scene and get detailed, actionable, one-on-one feedback from an expert story grid coach. You'll join live training sessions where we break down exactly how to implement these techniques in your writing. We have daily practice exercises that help you build these skills naturally. We keep it to a small group of 30 to ensure that you get personal attention, and you'll be part of a supportive community of writers committed to improvement. And the results speak for themselves. 99% of students that have ever taken this workshop out of the hundreds of people that have report that they've become significantly better writers. And we've maintained a 94% completion rate, where 94% of people that take the workshop actually finish it versus a 15% industry average. That's why we can offer this guarantee. If you submit your scene each week and you don't see significant improvement in your writing by the end of the workshop, we insist that you request a refund. So if you want to join us, click on the link down in the description or go to storygrid.com/workshop. Now, if you want to keep going and understanding how to create a cast of characters for your story that readers will love, click the video that's on your screen right now. That's a great next step to continue your education on how to create great characters. But either way, thanks so much for being a writer. Thanks for being a part of our community here at StoryGrid, and I'll see you next time.